Everyone that I used to rap for, the olders in the playground, I'm rapping for like the year 11s, they're like, nah.
Shy Cartier is one of the most talked about names in UK rap right now, and her rise has been impossible to ignore. She is not just another artist trying to break through in a crowded scene. From fans to industry insiders, people are already debating her future and placing her among the artists shaping the next era of UK rap. Whether or not the title feels premature, her impact is already real. What makes Shy Cartier's story especially compelling is the speed of her ascent. In a short amount of time, she has gone from being a relatively unknown name in North London to attracting millions of views online. Her journey from underground freestyles to receiving cosigns from major UK artists is not a common path, especially so early in a career. This kind of jump suggests more than viral luck. It points to momentum that is building fast. Unlike the traditional slow grind many artists endure for years, Shy Cartier's rise feels immediate and forceful. Each release, appearance, and mention adds to a growing sense that something major is unfolding in real time. The industry has been left with little choice but to pay attention. Her story is about more than quick success. It reflects a carefully unfolding moment built on talent, timing, and presence. By looking at her background, early moves, and key breakthroughs, it becomes clear why so many believe the UK's next female rap star is not someone emerging in the distance, but someone who has already arrived. To understand Shy Cartier, it is important to begin in North London, where her story starts. She was born on May 3, 2004, in England and raised in Tottenham, an area widely known for producing some of the UK's most raw and authentic musical talent. Tottenham is more than just a location. It is an environment shaped by energy, struggle, and culture, and those elements have a strong influence on the artists who come from it. Growing up there helped shape Shy's outlook, confidence, and creative approach. Her story, however, extends beyond London. Shy Cartier comes from a mixed heritage, with Jamaican and Sierra Leonean roots that add depth to her identity. This cultural background subtly influences her sound, rhythm, and artistic presence. It can be heard in her delivery, felt in her confidence, and seen in how she presents herself as an artist, giving her a layered and distinctive style. Another personal detail adds to her authenticity. Her real name is believed to be China, which is where the name Chai originates. While simple, this detail makes her artist name feel natural rather than manufactured. From a young age, Chai's connection to music went beyond casual interest. She was deeply immersed, closely studying flows, lyrics, and delivery. Over time, that fascination evolved into something serious, laying the foundation for the artist she would become. She was the kind of person who would listen closely, pick apart what made a song work, and then try to recreate that energy in her own way. That level of obsession is often what separates people who simply enjoy music from those who eventually create it. For Shy Cartier, music was not just entertainment, it was something she wanted to be a part of, something she wanted to master, and eventually something she wanted to dominate. As a kid, she would memorize lyrics from artists like Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim, Vybz Kartel, and Mavado. Think about that for a second. She was not just listening to the music around her, she was studying it. That is where her confidence comes from, where her delivery was shaped, and where that sharp, unapologetic tone was built. However, growing up in Tottenham was not easy. Her environment came with real challenges, and her music reflects those real-life experiences. She speaks on hardship, fake friends, and the pressure of trying to make something out of nothing. That level of honesty is not manufactured, and that authenticity is exactly what people connect with today. Every artist has a moment. There is always one spark that shifts the direction. For Shy Cartier, that moment came in late 2023. She released her debut track, Bosed Up, and within just 24 hours, it pulled in 1 million views on Instagram. There was no major label push behind it, and no industry machine forcing the moment. It was driven purely by raw energy and a sound that people could not ignore. And from that point on, she did not slow down. Tracks like 04 and Snakes and Ladders followed, with each release digging deeper into her life, her mindset, and her hunger to win. These songs made it clear that this was not a one-off moment or a viral accident, but what truly set her apart was not just the music, it was her delivery. It was aggressive, unfiltered, and completely fearless. And if you know UK rap, then you know freestyles matter. Shy Cartier used them to prove that she was not just a viral artist passing through the scene, she was legitimate. In 2024, she stepped onto BBC Radio 1 Extra's Voice of the Streets, a platform known for testing real talent. And she delivered. There were no gimmicks and no backing track to hide behind, just bars. That freestyle did not just impress fans, it caught the attention of major artists across the UK scene. We are talking cosigns from names like Stormzy, Central C, and Little Simz. And in the music industry, cosigns like that change everything. Once the spotlight hit her, Shy Cartier knew exactly what to do. She kept dropping music, collaborated with rising and established artists, and built momentum fast. One of her notable moves was working alongside Headie One, adding even more credibility to her name. She also featured on tracks with artists like Losky, expanding her reach across the UK drill and rap scene. And here is the key thing. She did not try to fit in. She leaned into what made her different. Her voice, her ad-libs, her unpredictable flow. Even critics started noticing something unique about her style. That signature energy. That bap-bap-bap ad-lib that fans now instantly recognize. Then came a major milestone, her 2025 project, No Bring-Ins. This was not just another release, this was her statement. A project that showed she could dominate hard beats, she could create hits, and she could hold her own in a competitive industry. The mixtape highlighted her aggressive flow, her confidence, and her ability to stand out in a crowded UK rap scene. And even though some critics pointed out areas for growth, one thing was clear. Shy Cartier was not just hype. She was here to stay. Fast forward to 2025 to 2026, and Shy Cartier is already being ranked among the UK's rising rap talents. She even appeared on lists of the best British rappers of 2025, which is huge considering how early she is in her career. Let that sink in. She is barely in her 20s, and she is already being mentioned alongside some of the biggest names in the country. That is not normal. That is superstar trajectory. But here is where things get even more interesting, because music is only one part of the story. Behind the scenes, there is money, there is lifestyle, there is controversy, and there is a level of ambition that goes way beyond just rap. So at this point, you have seen how Shy Cartier went from a young girl in North London to one of the most talked about rising rappers in the UK. But now we get into the side of the story that really defines whether an artist is just a moment or a future superstar. Because once the attention comes in, everything changes. The money starts flowing, the pressure increases, the spotlight gets brighter, and every move suddenly matters. Let's talk about the numbers behind the name. As of 2026, Shy Cartier's estimated net worth is believed to fall between $500,000 and $1 million. Now, that might not sound like superstar-level money just yet, but you have to understand the timeline. She only recently broke into the mainstream conversation. This kind of financial growth, this early, puts her ahead of a lot of artists who have been grinding for years without reaching that level. And what makes her situation even more interesting is how diversified her income already is. She is not relying on just one stream of revenue. Her music alone brings in a steady flow from streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, where her tracks and freestyles continue to rack up views daily. On top of that, she is getting paid for live performances, club appearances, and bookings, which is where many rising artists start to see serious cash. Then you have social media influence and brand collaborations, which are becoming a major part of her income as her following grows. When you combine all of that, her yearly earnings are estimated to be somewhere between $150,000 and $300,000, and that number is expected to increase rapidly as her career scales. This is the phase where artists go from earning thousands to building millions. What makes Shy Cartier stand out is not just her talent, but her awareness of the business side of the industry. A lot of artists wait until later in their careers to think about branding and ownership. She is already moving like someone who understands that music is just the foundation. Her image, her style, her presence online, all of it is being shaped into something bigger than just songs. She is building a brand. And in today's music industry, the artists who win long-term are the ones who treat themselves like businesses, not just performers. There are already early signs that she could expand into areas like fashion, collaborations, and possibly her own independent ventures in the future. This is how modern rap stars build empires. With success comes lifestyle. And even though she is still early in her journey, Shy Cartier has already started stepping into that world. Her social media presence shows glimpses of a more elevated lifestyle. From designer outfits to high-end accessories, she has been seen wearing brands like Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Chrome Hearts, all of which signal her entry into luxury fashion culture. These are not just random choices. Fashion plays a huge role in hip-hop identity, and Shy is clearly aware of that. When it comes to cars, while she has not publicly confirmed an extensive collection, there are strong indications that she has access to high-end vehicles, either through ownership or association. Many rising UK artists at her level typically start with cars like a Mercedes-Benz A-Class or a Range Rover Evoque, which can range anywhere from $10,000 to $80,000. As her income grows, it would not be surprising her step into more elite territory with vehicles like a Lamborghini Urus or a G-Wagon, both of which are staples in the rap world. Jewelry is another area where her growth is becoming visible. From subtle to more noticeable chains and watches, she is gradually embracing the luxury aesthetic that often comes in rap. While she is not yet at the level of multi-million-dollar collections, the progression is clearly happening. When it comes to her living situation, there is no fully confirmed public record of Shy Cartier owning a multi-million-dollar mansion just yet. However, based on her current financial level and status, it is likely that she is living comfortably in London, potentially in a high-end apartment or a modern property. In areas around North London and surrounding parts of the city, properties that match her level of success typically range between $400,000 and $1 million, depending on the exact location and style. As her career continues to grow, upgrading into luxury real estate will almost certainly be one of her next major moves. Because in the music industry, your home is not just a place to live, it becomes part of your image. Now let's talk about something every rising star encounters at some point: drama. So far, Shy Cartier has managed to avoid major career-damaging controversies. However, that does not mean she has been completely free from criticism. Some people in the industry have questioned whether her rapid rise is based more on hype than longevity. Others have debated her style, saying that while her energy is undeniable, she still has room to grow, lyrically and artistically. But here is the reality. Every single artist who rises quickly faces this exact same conversation. The spotlight brings opinions, and opinions bring pressure. What matters is how she responds. So far, she has done it the best way possible, by staying consistent and letting the music speak. One thing that stands out about Shy Cartier is how she handles her personal life. In an era where artists often share everything online, she has chosen to keep a lot of her private life out of the spotlight. There is very little confirmed information about her relationships, family details, or day-to-day personal activities, and that might actually be a smart move, because mystery creates intrigue. It keeps the focus on the music rather than distraction, and it allows her to control her narrative in a way many artists struggle to do. Even though she is still early in her career, Shy Cartier represents something bigger than just music. She is part of a new generation of artists who are inspiring young people, especially young women, to step into spaces that were traditionally male-dominated. Her confidence, her presence, and her refusal to hold back send a clear message. You do not have to fit into anyone else's expectation. Create your own lane. While there are no widely publicized large-scale charity projects attached to her name yet, her cultural impact is already forming. And as her platform grows, so will her ability to influence and give back. Now, let's address the big question. Does Shy Cartier have what it takes to become one of the greatest female rappers in the UK? Right now, she has several key strengths. Her delivery is powerful and instantly recognizable. Her confidence feels natural, not forced. Her ability to command attention on a track is already at a high level. But becoming a GOAT is not just about early success. It is about longevity. It is about evolution. It is about proving yourself again and again over time. Artists like Little Simz and Ms. Banks did not earn their respect overnight. They built it through years of consistency and growth. Shy Cartier is still at the beginning of that journey, but the potential, it is definitely there. Shy Cartier stands out as more than just another emerging name in the UK rap scene. When you look at the full picture, she comes across as a calculated, confident, and fast-moving artist whose rise feels intentional rather than accidental. Every move she makes signals focus, clarity, and belief in her direction. Her background plays a key role in shaping her story. Coming from an environment that builds resilience and ambition, She carries a hunger that separates artists who fade from those who last. That drive keeps her pushing forward, refining her sound and proving herself with every release. Alongside that hunger, she has earned important cosigns, showing that established figures in the industry are already paying close attention to her journey. Most importantly, Shy Cartier has momentum. This is not hype manufactured by a marketing machine or excitement created overnight. Her momentum has grown naturally, fueled by alignment between talent, confidence, and timing. It is the kind of momentum that turns potential into reality and sets true future stars apart from temporary moments. While she is still building and evolving, she has not reached her ceiling. If she continues on this path, the conversation will shift from whether she is next to how she took over, because sometimes the next star is already here.